Good afternoon. I want to quickly show how to do inseam finishing. So to do inseam finishing, most times you sew your fabric separately and your lining separately. For instance, this is my fabrics. I already picked the darts. So you already picked the darts for, can you see, for the fabrics, and I already picked my darts for the lining. I already picked the darts for the lining. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to join fabric to fabric. Now this is a skirt that I'm making. This is the side front and this is the side back. So I'm going to join side to side. I already know how many cm I want to take in, because I'm going to take just 1 cm in. That's my allowance. That's the allowance I left. So you would have determined how many cm or how many inches, if you use inches, how many inches you want to take in. So if you are the type that you use freehand and you want to shape, you would have shaped out. You would have shaped your measurement out. But me, I already know what I want to use. I already know how many centimeters I want to use, because I only added 1 cm to the pattern. So this is what I'm just going to, since I know how many times I want to use, I'm just going to connect like this. Can you see? I'm going to sew this and this together. Okay. So yes, I already made my skirt. Can you see? In fact, I already added the zip. That's how you sew. You have made your clothes. Now this is the other side. Can you see that this is not neatly finished? So this is, everything is complete. This is my skirt now, and this is the lining too. I already sewed the lining too on both sides, and I left the space for zip. You know, I already kept my zip here. So for the lining, I did not do anything. I just left that space for zip and the part for slits too. So if you want to do inseam finishing, you would have sewn your clothes as a whole. So this is skirt and this is the lining. So what I will do now is that I am going to turn to the front like this, and for the skirt too, for the lining too, I'm going to turn to the right side too. So I'm going to face this. Now this is a bandless skirt that I'm doing. So if it were to be a blouse that you are making too, you would have sewn the blouse, added zip and all, then you will now put the neck line with the lining, then you place like this. It's the same thing. So I'm going to face my lining with my fabrics. Now note that you would have cut in a way that whatever the same thing you do on the fabric will be the same thing you do on the lining. So while I'm going to pin like this, the darts of my lining and the darts of my fabrics, they will meet each other. The joining by the side, they will meet each other. Do you understand? So because it's not like I was saying, they have to match, so that you don't have you don't have one is not bigger than the other. So that is how you do it. So I'm going to start like this. I'm going to pin down. I'm going to pin all the way and sew and use it to turn it. Notice that I'm sewing on the wrong side, but the two right sides, they are facing each other. I'm even sure that by now, if you sew, you know that that's how to turn. So can you see? Now I've turned the other side. So I'm going to top stitch on this side like this, so that it stays So when you are top stitching, you make sure that the seam is very close to this side. So how you do it. You are sewing on the lining and not on the fabric. I'm not sure you can see very well because it's a black thread I'm using. So you flip the lining to the other side like this, then you sew on the lining. The sewing on the other side, can you see, is resting on the lining and not on the fabric. It's resting on the lining like this and not on the fabric. So if you want to top stitch, make sure that the excess you have here is resting on the lining and you are sewing on the lining very close to the fabric. So that's how you top stitch. Some do it on the other side, the lining, but this is how I do it. So you top stitch like that. I hope you can see the seams. Can you see the seams? Can you see that the seams? Yes. So they'll stay on the lining and not on the fabrics. So when you are sewing and you get to this part where there is zip, okay, so when you are sewing and you get to the part that you already fixed your zip into, can you see that when I was fixing the lining, I made the lining cover the zip till the end? Do you understand? I flipped the zip to the other side like this. So when you are sewing, when you are bringing your when you are sewing and you are coming like this, you sew to this point, you will not cross over to this zip part. That is when you are top stitching. You will not cross over to the zip part. This is how you are going to do it. So when you get here, you are stopping exactly here. Can you see it? You are stopping here. You are not crossing over to the zip because we are going to still sew this zip, the lining on top of the zip, and that is the next thing that we are going to do. So now, can you see? So of course we are going to iron this part, and for the zip part you just flip to the other side like this. Just bring this to the other side like this, then see, you already sew the lining to where the zip will get to also. So this is how you are going to do this. You are going to place like this. When you flip to the other side, you see to go automatically. You are going to place like this, then you sew the very close to where the zip ended. Very close. Can you see the zip? So you are placing the lining. So you are using the lining to turn the zip too. Remember I said you won't sew up to this point when you are top stitching. So while I was top stitching, I stopped my top stitching here. I stopped my top stitching here. Can you see? It didn't cross over to this zip side. So I'm going to sew very close to the zip. That's how I'm going to sew on the lining. Remember, the right side is facing the right side and I'm sewing on the wrong side. So we are going to make it like this. So this lining is going to stop exactly where your fabric stops. if you flip to the other side like this, you will see that now see the right side, see the wrong side. You will see that the zip is covered. This part, they are covered. Can you see? This is what I'm talking about. Can you see the inside of the clothes? This is the front part. This is where the zip is. So you do the same thing on the other side. In case you did not get it, let me show you again. So for the other side, in case you did not get it earlier, when you were turning from your lining part, when you top stitched, I said you finish very close to this zip, you will not cross over. Do you get it? Meanwhile, when you wanted to fix the lining, this is how you place the zip part. So now you are going to turn like this. Can you see it? You are going to turn like this. See? Can you see? So you are going to cover it like this. Then you are sewing very close to the line that you made the zip with. So this is it. So if you have your invisible footer, you can use the invisible footer too. So now, when you flip this to the other side, this is what you have. So automatically, this is the wrong side of the clothes. Can you see? This is the wrong side of your clothes. Look at the zip part. Can you see what I was talking about? That's the wrong side of your clothes. So you are ironing out. Can you see that it is? So this is inseam. All your seams, everything is inside your fabric. You can't see them. If you turn your clothes to the other side, it will look as if, okay, how do they make this thing? Do you understand? I hope you get it with the way I did it. See the zip part I was talking about? Can you see? It's inside. So the next thing we want to do now is the slits part. So now watch carefully. You know, I said earlier that where you are going to sew, exactly what you do on the fabric is what you do on the lining. So exactly where this stop is exactly where the sewing will stop on the fabric. So all you just need to do is place them together like this. You see, I already notched my own. Place them together like this, then turn to the other side. Then you just use the lining to turn it out. by the time you are done and you bring it out, can you see? Can you see it's already in? So you do the same thing on the other side, and that's it. Alright, so can you see our slit? Can you see? It's exactly the same thing. So that's so this is the wrong side of the dress. This is the wrong side. Now we are going to go iron this part so that it sits properly. Then this is the right side. So after you make an inseam finishing. So if you have questions, you can drop them in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. Click the like button. Tell your friends and family to come and enjoy free content. Bye.